Hi folks, welcome to another Wednesday Wisdom. My name is Anna Hendricks. So good to see you. This week I want to talk to you about time. Specifically, I want to encourage you to change your mind about time. Using a mantra, affirmation, whatever you want to call it, of I have time, or there is time, or if there's something that resonates better with you along those lines, I would suggest you go for that. When we think about time, let's be honest, we freaking run around in circles. And everyone says, "What's up, Anna? How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm so busy." That's what I say to myself again and again. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. There's never enough time. There's never enough time. If you think about it, that is like how we communicate. In fact, it's really weird when I'm actually not busy and someone says, "Hey, Anna, how have you been?" And I want to be like, "Busy, but not." What else am I supposed to say? Nothing else feels, I don't know, nothing else feels as fast, as easy, as quick as normal. And that's not good. That's really not good. Because if you watch my Wednesday Wisdom videos, then you know I'm always talking about the power of the mind. And if you think about it, if we are constantly saying, "I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy," even when we really aren't, even when we have time, what do you think that's actually doing to how we view time? I'm sure that you've heard, something along the lines of Beyonce's got 24 hours in the day. Just like, you know, any other very successful person. It's like we're all working with the same amount of time. And that's the truth. We're all working with the same amount of time. And sure, you can excuse it off into oh, well, this person's got resources or this person has money or this or that. But when it comes down to it, it's priorities. It's where you spend your time. It's where you spend your focus. It's what you choose to spend your time doing. And quite frankly, we all have a lot of time. Albert Einstein, recently read a biography on him, and it was very interesting to me because he broke his day up into 3 8-hour segments. He slept for 8 hours, he worked for 8 hours, and he played for 8 hours. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. When you think about it that way, that's a lot of time, right? Think about how would you feel if you got 8 hours of sleep every night? And maybe you're someone who only needs 6. Awesome. What if you got the amount of sleep that you need every night? Think about how much more productive you would be. Think about how much more successful you'd be. Think about how much nicer you would be, right? So what I want to encourage you with is to really start shifting the way you see time. Because the truth of the matter is we have plenty of time. We have a lot of time. And while there's a lot of folks out there who say you don't have time, you need to get on top of it, da 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 da. I totally agree with those things. Absolutely. But what is very crucial or has been very crucial in my life is that whenever I am trying to make a change in something that I'm struggling with, it is best for me to view it from a positive aspect. So instead of being you need to do this, you need to, you don't have enough time, you need to be on top of it, I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to say, I have tons of time. I have all the time in the world. I have time, I have time, I have time. There is time. Because when it comes down to it, I think that, honestly, I think we all respond to positive affirmations, to positive outlooks a lot easier than negative ones. So, 3 ways. 1, take a time inventory. Start writing down what you do each day. Start writing down where you spend your time. All you have to do is do this for a week. And I bet that after a week, you can sit down and be like, holy crap, I spent 4 hours doing this. Or I spent an hour on Snapchat yesterday, just in the evening. The thing is a day can go by very quickly, but if we're actually aware of where that time is going, then we can start making decisions about that time. So take a time inventory. Number 2, consider what your priorities are. Make a decision about what your priorities are. What do you freaking want in life? What do you want today? What do you want tomorrow? What do you want a week from now? Start making investments today for tomorrow. Start thinking about what your priorities are. If you want to start another business or you want to start a side business, What are you doing with your free time? Are you out playing when everyone else is? Or are you putting in some time, a couple hours, to start working on that side project? You know, what are you doing with your time? What about your priorities? Are your relationships doing well? Are they falling apart? Because if your relationships aren't a priority, I can guarantee things aren't going too well. And so it's time to move that in another direction. Is your spiritual life in a good place? Are you exercising? Are you taking care of yourself? People say to me all the time, they're like, oh, Anna, I wish I could do what you do. I don't have enough time. And I'm like, get up as early as I do. Okay? Just do that. Make it a priority. I make it a priority to exercise every day. Some weeks I take like one day off. And that might be because I decide I want to. Sometimes I don't. Whatever. But it's a priority for me, so I make time for it. Number 3, you want to start changing your mind by speaking positive affirmations, positive mantras into your life, into your mind, into your ears on a constant basis. Right now we're talking about time specifically. So what I said from the beginning, I have time, or there is time. I was running around on Monday with my freaking head cut off in the morning, and I'm like, this week's theme is I have time. And the thing is, like, I really want to start wrapping my head around this because I want to start being more productive. I think I do a pretty good job, but I also think that there are areas of my life that I can tie a little bit tighter, that I can sew some things up, and I think I can be more productive. So I've made it a priority to me. This is what I have for you this week. What I want to encourage you with is to stop believing what everyone else says about time. Oh, I'm so busy. Oh, I have no time. Blah, blah, freaking blah. Next time someone says, hey, how have you been? Why don't you give them an answer instead of, oh, I've been busy? Why don't you take the time to talk, have a conversation, communicate? It's kind of a cool thing. I think us humans do it. And to get rid of this word busy, right? Start speaking positive things into your mind. I have time. I have time to sit down with my daughter and, while she's eating breakfast. I have time to hang out with my husband while he's getting ready for work. I have time to go work out. I have time. I guarantee that if you start making this a priority for yourself and start working it into your life, that your visualization of time will start changing one day at a time, one mantra at a time. I hope that you have an awesome Wednesday, an incredible week, and that you join me next Wednesday.